Hey everyone, it is Ed Gutowski. I wanted to create a welcome video where I introduce you to our Introduction to Literature class. Hey, our class is going to be a lot of fun, and there's really a lot of good news about this class, right? It's an 8-week class in which we're basically going to focus on what makes something a significant work of literature, right? So we're going to look at a variety of works. We've got some short stories, we've got some poetry, and we've got 2 novels that we're going to read. Now, because our class is 8 weeks, I know it's going to go by pretty quickly. So one of the things that I decided, and this is probably good news for our class, is we were going to read a Shakespeare play. We were going to read Henry V. But what I realized is that we're cramming so much material into 8 weeks, we aren't going to read Henry V. And that may be good news because last semester when I taught it online, a lot of students had some problems with it. So I need to take a break and kind of relook at how to teach Shakespeare online. But our class is going to be a lot of fun, and I'm really excited about class. So let me first of all talk about the books we're going to use. This is the first book we're going to look. It's called The Backpacker's Guide to Literature, and this book will have all of the short stories, and the poetry that we'll look at. And pretty quick, in about week 2, we're going to get into some short stories. I'm planning on trying to read at least 2 short stories a week. So we want to get that book when we can so we can start reading the short stories. We're going to look at 2 novels as well. And the first one is called Into the Wild by Jon Krakauer. And this book is actually fantastic. It's a really interesting book to look at on how literature impacts the individual. And I've been teaching this book really throughout my teaching career. I've taught it online, and students just love Into the Wild for a variety of reasons. Now, I've sometimes have students who have read it before, sometimes it's read in high school, but students have really appreciated the approach that we look at it through a literary lens, and they say they get a lot out of it even though they've read it before. So it's a really great book, and we're going to probably start using that, I think, around week 2 or 3. And then the last book we're going to look at is a book called The Hate U Give. And this is a book that will allow us to look at in terms of some issues of literature, looking at race and racism in America. It's interesting because I've taught this book before. I've taught it online on ground class, and I've been wanting to move away from it, but boy, the impact that I had on last semester's online class was really overwhelmingly powerful, and more so in my ground class. Students really like to look at some of these complex issues that the novel is dealing with. But I just wanted to create a welcome to class video so class isn't really kind of impersonal. We have kind of a lot going on. It's going to be really a lot of fun. A couple things is that you need to make sure that you send a welcome email to me I believe by Thursday. Just kind of introduce yourself, tell me a little bit about yourself, and then that way I can deal with drops. And then we're going to start looking at some poetry immediately. There are 10 poems that are going to be the foundation of class. They're very great poems, and I'll be curious to know what you think of them. And then we're going to start moving to some thematic criticism. So I just wanted to introduce myself to you, and I'll be posting videos throughout this in class. And if you have any questions or concerns about anything, just shoot me an email. But I'm really excited for class, and I'm looking forward to your introduction email. And class is going to be a lot of fun. Email me if you have any questions or concerns. And I do have a Zoom office hour, so you can come by my Zoom office hour as well. One other thing I would just sort of note with our class is that we are never going to meet in person. We meet where it's all online. I give students about a week to complete all the coursework and class assignments. And what I've found is students like that flexibility. They like having that full week to work on things, so it allows them to balance their time. So again, if you need anything, come by my Zoom hours off, meet me, or send me an email. But I look forward to your welcome email, and class is going to be a lot of fun.